Number 10. Jacob is dying. Jacob's Ladder.
Ladder?
Yeah, that's what they called it. A fast trip straight down the ladder. Right to the primal fear, right to the base anger. I'm telling you, man, it was powerful.
In this film, a grieving Vietnam War veteran experiences dissociative episodes as he attempts to unravel his past. Throughout the film, he experiences horrific visions that intensify when he starts to suspect a government conspiracy at play. In a shocking twist, it's revealed that he never actually made it out of Vietnam, experiencing his final moments of death.
He looks kind of peaceful, the guy. Put up a hell of a fight, though.
Despite underperforming at the box office, the movie has gained a massive cult following. To this day, film buffs debate on what these bizarre events mean in relation to the twist. The movie's themes of loss, reality, and the unknown make it incredibly poignant.
If you're frightened of dying and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. But if you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels, freeing you from the earth.
Number 9. Old to Young, The Skeleton Key. This supernatural mystery unfolds in a New Orleans plantation house with a hospice nurse named Carolyn at its center. The story takes a dark turn when Carolyn learns that her employer has been using hoodoo rituals to inhabit young bodies.
It keeps you from dying. Not forever, but for a while.
How?
You have to sacrifice somebody and take the years that they have left.
In a stunning twist, the audience realizes that every step of Carolyn's journey was part of a larger plan, leading to her own body being taken over.
The thing folks don't understand about sacrifice. Sometimes it's more of a trait.
This movie will leave you with your jaw on the floor after the first watch. However, its skilled filmmakers have added layers of mystery that make it a thrilling experience to revisit. Each subsequent viewing will reveal new and intriguing Easter eggs that hint at the underlying plot.
They really loved her.
Why do you say that?
It's in their wills. They left her at the house.
Number 8. Tom's involvement, The Invisible Man.
Now, I agree with you. Adrian was brilliant. But it wasn't because of anything he invented. It was how he got in people's heads. That was his true genius, knowing people's weaknesses.
Have you ever had an ex that was just not willing to let the relationship go? In this thrilling tale, a young woman named Cecilia is stalked by an invisible force shortly after leaving her now supposedly deceased boyfriend, Adrian. When she finally unmasks her invisible assailant, she's in for a shock.
I know Tom's body is in your living room.
Yeah.
Adrian did everything before that, though. He set his own brother up.
It's not Adrian, but his brother Tom. However, Cecilia is able to deduce that Tom too was being manipulated by Adrian, who had faked his death to orchestrate this scheme.
That shouldn't come as a surprise.
In a world where Me Too and toxic masculinity reign, this movie showcases the chilling lengths some men will go to maintain their control and power. Number 7. The Cycle Sinister. One of the scariest movies of the 2010s, this story follows true crime writer Ellison, who finds a box of old home movies in his new house. However, when the tapes document the gruesome murders of families, he realizes there's something more sinister at play.
The pattern goes back to the 1966 Oregon drownings. Listen, Mr. Oswald, you just moved out of the last house in line. If this guy is still out there, you not only just sped up his timeline, you put yourself in it.
After some sleuthing, Ellison realizes the murders were committed by a possessed child of each family, but he plays into the demon's hands, as moving away puts his family right in the vicious cycle, resulting in his daughter dispatching them.
Don't worry, Daddy. I'll make you famous again.
Beyond the cheesy jump scares, this film emphasizes the voyeuristic tendencies of true crime enthusiasts. As a result of his morbid fascination, Ellison ultimately falls victim to the monster he was trying to understand. Number 6. Theyre the Ghosts, The Others. In 1945, a woman named Grace lives in an old house with her 2 photosensitive children and becomes convinced that the house is haunted.
What if we see a ghost?
Has your sister been telling you one of her stories?
I haven't told him anything.
Well, if you see a ghost, you say hello and you continue on studying.
With a brilliant performance by Nicole Kidman, the audience witnesses an alienated housewife lose to her own paranoia. During a creepy seance, Grace discovers she'd smothered her children to death before taking her own life, and that they were the ones haunting the house this whole time, rather than the living new tenants.
She didn't kill us.
Children, if you're dead, why do you remain in this house?
We're not dead.
This film subverts the standard ghost story trope by presenting the ghost point of view. Despite being set in post-World War II England, the ingenious plot makes this film feel incredibly modern and unforgettable.
The intruders are leaving, but others will come. Now, sometimes we'll sense them, other times we won't. But that's the way it's always been.
Number 5. Help was minutes away. The Mist.
Something in the mist! Something in the mist! Took John Lee!
Adapted from the Stephen King novella of the same name, this film is about a freaky mist that unleashes otherworldly creatures in a small New England town. The biggest question posed to the audience is whether this is happening elsewhere. However, the biggest shock comes when our protagonist mercy kills the other survivors, including his own son, thinking he's out of options.
There's 5 of us.
Out of bullets, David faces the mist to accept his fate, only to discover help was just minutes away. This twist is brutal, raw, and a powerful reminder of the lengths individuals will go to when faced with seemingly hopeless circumstances. Number 4. Malcolm's been dead the whole time. The Sixth Sense. This movie has become synonymous with the term plot twist, and it's not hard to see why.
I see dead people.
In your dreams? While you're awake?
In M. Night Shyamalan's classic thriller, a shrewd psychologist named Malcolm seeks to help the troubled Cole, who believes he sees dead people.
Please make them leave.
I'm working on it.
After Malcolm comes to terms with the boy's supernatural ability, he encourages him to help the spirits move on to the afterlife. Then, the rug is pulled out from under him. He realizes he's one of the ghosts, having not actually survived a shooting at the beginning of the movie.
I see people. They don't know they're dead.
This is a gun-punching revelation that asks the audience to question their own unfinished business. Number 3. Body Takeover. Get Out.
You're so mad at you because you never take my advice.
Like what?
Like, don't go to a white girl parent's house.
This story follows a young black man named Chris as he visits his white girlfriend Rose's parents for the weekend, but what seems like an innocent getaway quickly takes a dark and sinister turn.
Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
This film is filled with twists that will leave you breathless, but the real heartstopper comes just before the climax, when Chris learns the family has been importing white minds into black bodies. Not only that, but Rose lured him to the house so the same could be done to him.
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
The twist not only highlights the commodification of people of color, but it also delivers a horrific betrayal. Jordan Peele's groundbreaking directorial debut gave audiences a renewed interest in elevated horror.
I mean, I told you not to go in that house.
Number 2. Esther is an Adult. Orphan.
My name is Esther. What's yours?
When a couple adopts a 9-year-old girl named Esther, strange events unfold and people start dying. Esther's mood swings, a strange affection for her adoptive father, and her overall demeanor all have her new mother on high alert.
Stop! Just stop talking and go upstairs. Go to your room.
Stop talking to me like I'm a child.
Just when you think you've got this movie figured out, the climax delivers a mind-blowing twist that's so absurd, you'll have to remind yourself to close your jaw.
Call your husband right now and tell him to get your family out of the house, and then call the police.
He won't listen to me. But why?
Then tell him the little girl in the picture is not really a little girl. She's a grown woman.
Esther, the seemingly sweet little girl, is actually a 33-year-old serial killer with a hormonal disorder that makes her appear young. With a shocking twist, Orphan cements itself in a horror movie history as one of the most unpredictable films of all time. Number 1. Norman is Mrs. Bates. Psycho.
It's not as if she were a maniac, a raving thing. She just goes a little mad sometimes.
This Hitchcock classic follows a secretary, Marion, who embezzles money and flees town before checking into a remote hotel. Under the management of the seemingly harmless Norman, the Bates Motel becomes Marion's last stop, as she's apparently killed by Norman's mother. Aside from the leading lady meeting her fate nearly halfway through, audiences were stunned to discover that Norman had assumed his dead mother's identity. This film broke the mold for moviegoers, as they'd never seen a film so daring and unpredictable. From Halloween to Scream, this film inspired an entire slasher genre that persists to this day.
I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.